Imagine waking up to the sound of seagulls, the soft breeze carrying salt in the air, and the sunlight dancing through sheer curtains. That's not a vacation dream. That's daily life in a nautical barndominium. At its core, this design is a love letter to the sea. It draws inspiration from coastal cottages, old shipyards, weathered docks, and the relaxed rhythm of seaside towns. But it doesn't stop there. It merges those breezy maritime elements with the structure and charm of a modern farmhouse. You get the rustic bones of a barn, tall ceilings, wide-open rooms, exposed beams, softened by the calm, collected mood of the coast. The origins of this style trace back to two passions, a desire for simpler living and a deep connection to water. As barndominiums gained popularity for their affordability and flexibility, coastal dwellers and ocean lovers started shaping them into light-filled retreats. Instead of dark woods and heavy decor, they reached for whitewashed planks, rope accents, and sea glass blues. Did you know that 70% of homeowners feel their space doesn't reflect their style? Don't be part of that statistic. Subscribe and start designing a home that truly feels yours. The result? A home that feels both grounded and free. You'll notice signature traits like wide-open floor plans that let air flow uninterrupted, soft, natural light spilling in from oversized windows, and a palette inspired by sand, surf, and sky. Materials are natural, often weathered. Think driftwood tables, linen cushions, rattan chairs. A nautical barndominium doesn't shout for attention. It whispers calm. It invites you to slow down, breathe deep, and settle into a space that feels like a permanent vacation, without ever having to leave home. There's something about walking into a space that immediately makes your shoulders drop. Your breath slows. The noise of the world fades. That's the magic of a well-designed nautical barndominium, and it starts with the architecture. A beautiful home is not a dream, it's an art, and you're the artist. Subscribe and start creating spaces that speak to the soul. These homes are built with openness in mind. The floor plans, wide and unbroken. You can stand at the kitchen island and see clear across to the living room, through the windows, and straight out to the horizon. No walls closing you in, just space to breathe, to move, to feel connected, not only to the people in your home, but to the nature just outside your door. Look up, and you'll notice those high ceilings, not just for drama, but for comfort. They lift the air, the mood, and the spirit. Exposed rafters stretch across like the inside of a ship's hull, a quiet nod to maritime heritage. It's spacious, but it never feels cold. Materials play a starring role, too. Weather-resistant metal blends with reclaimed wood, each piece with its own story. The siding is tough enough to stand up to salt and sun, yet soft in color, sun-bleached grays, warm sand tones. It's built to last, but with the softness of something that's been shaped gently by time. Transform your home. Transform your life. Subscribe now and let's create spaces you'll love forever. And the windows. They're not just windows. They're living, breathing frames for the view. Massive panes, sliding glass doors, and walls that seem to disappear when the light pours in. You don't just see the ocean. You feel it. Step outside and you're greeted by the hallmark of this style. The wraparound porch. Sometimes raised, always welcoming. It's where you sip coffee barefoot, watch storms roll in, or fall asleep to the lull of waves. Elevated foundations lift the home slightly, both as a coastal precaution and a symbolic gesture, like the house is floating, quietly, above it all. This is architecture designed not just to impress, but to soothe, to make life feel lighter, easier, and closer to the things that truly matter. To understand a nautical barndominium, you have to understand the rhythm of the coast. It's slower here, softer, more intentional, and every detail of the home reflects that. These spaces are designed not just by the water, but for the life that happens near it. Whether you're perched along a quiet lake or staring out at crashing waves, the environment shapes the way you live and the way your home breathes with you. You'll notice the design is always thinking ahead. Salt in the air, sand on your feet, wind that rolls in without warning. Coastal living is beautiful, but it's not always gentle. That's why the materials chosen here are smart. Durable siding that doesn't peel in the sun, metal roofing that laughs at storms, flooring you can sweep clean in seconds after a barefoot walk from the shore. Low maintenance doesn't mean low charm. It means less time fixing and more time living. Inside, the layout flows like a breeze through open windows. There's no stiffness here, just wide spaces that curve around conversation, comfort, and connection. Rooms open into each other the way tides roll in. Easy, unhurried, natural. Everything invites you to sit a little longer, laugh a little louder, and forget what time it is. And then there's the way indoors and outdoors seem to hold hands. One step from your couch, and you're on the porch. A sliding door opens, and suddenly you're in the garden, on the deck, toes in the sand. It's not separation. It's continuity. It's a lifestyle where the walls don't matter much because the whole world feels like part of your living room. In a nautical barndominium, you're not just near the coast, you live the coast. Every choice, every angle, every breeze that brushes the curtains. It's all part of a life designed to feel free. Step inside a nautical barndominium, and the feeling is instant. It's not loud. It doesn't overwhelm. Instead, it wraps around you, gentle, familiar, like the hush of waves just beyond the walls. The color palette is the first thing you notice. It's the language of the sea, spoken in soft tones and subtle contrasts. Deep navy, like the night ocean. Crisp white, like sails in the wind. Warm beige, like sand slipping through your fingers. And seafoam green. Soft, quiet, like the edge of a wave catching the morning sun. These colors don't compete. They flow one into the next, soothing the eye and calming the mind. Look around and you'll see textures that tell stories, real ones. Weathered driftwood becomes a coffee table. Shiplap walls echo the cabins of old ships. Rope accents twist into lighting, mirrors, and handles. Even the smallest marine fixture, a porthole window, an anchor-shaped hook, brings with it the romance of open water. There's a sense that everything here has been touched by the sea. Fabrics are light, like they were made to move with the wind. Gauzy curtains flutter softly. Cotton slipcovers invite sandy feet. Linen throws rest casually on the arm of a couch that's meant to be lived in. It's not about perfection. It's about peace. And of course, there's practicality, because life near the water always brings surprises. Smart storage is hidden everywhere. Benches that open, cabinets tucked into corners, woven baskets for towels and beach bags. The open concept layout means the kitchen isn't a separate room. It's part of the heart of the home. A place where someone's making drinks, someone's telling stories, and no one feels left out. Here, design isn't about showing off. It's about showing up for quiet mornings, lazy afternoons, and nights filled with ocean air and laughter. Every piece, every color, every texture whispers the same message. Slow down. You're home. There's a kind of wisdom in coastal living, a deep awareness that the beauty around us is fragile. The tides, the dunes, the birds that circle overhead, they remind us daily how precious the natural world really is. So it makes sense that nautical barndominiums don't just sit on the land. They respect it. Sustainability isn't an afterthought here. It's woven into the blueprint. It starts on the roof. Solar panels catch the light that reflects off the waves. Quiet, steady, efficient. The home runs on sunshine, even as the ocean breeze dances across the porch.